What is going on YouTube? This is Cliff's Mobile Motorcycle Tires. So today we got a 2007 Fat Bob, Harley Davidson Fat Bob. And we're doing both wheels on it, so I'll be showing you how to take off and install both wheels on it today. So it doesn't look too hard, but still bring you along. So I'll answer any questions you guys might have, working on your bike. Let's take a look at the bike real quick. Came with these knobby Scotia, or no, these are Dunlops D427 pretty knobby tires. They're working on it right now. It's missing part of the exhaust, which makes it easier for me to work on. So if you got an exhaust, I'm not sure if it'll get in your way or anything like that. But when I go take the back wheel off, I'll kind of put some pointers out if there was an exhaust in the way. Alright, so let's get started. Alright guys, first thing we're going to do, take a flathead, pop off our safety clip, E-clip, whatever you want to call it. Pop that bad lid off. Take our 36mm socket, wrench, whatever you got. Washer, mark the top of the screw. I marked the top of it so I come close to the same adjustment. Take our 5/16 Allen. Watch our mark. I like to go back, loosen it 4 times. 1, 2. Okay. Now, what you do is I kind of push down the belt, but also push it, or pull it, I'm sorry. And get your fingers caught. Kind of start walking the belt off. There you go. Alright, let's go to the other side real quick. Now, on this side, if you have the exhaust, I don't know how far this exhaust comes out. One thing you can do, if the exhaust was going to get in the way of this axle, is loosen up your bottom, or take out your bottom bolt of your shock on both sides, and either lift or raise the bike, and the swing arm will drop below the exhaust or raise above the exhaust. Then you can slide your axle out. So you can always do that. Now, we'll take our caliper off. We need a 10mm 12 point. These are 12 point. 10mm 12. Okay. Take these loose. I've already marked this one. We'll back it off 4 revolutions. You can do as many as you want. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to take the caliper. Now, you're not going to be able to get this out just like normally. So what you do is kind of pull it back, get the pads out of the, there's some tabs on the pad, get the pads out of the bracket here. And then the back inside caliper pad on the other side of the rotor, once it's loose, you're going to swing it out. See that? And then I'm going to give you plenty of room to lift up and out. See this tab? There's one on each one. It goes right in here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Get you a little closer. But these tabs go in here, and when you pull the caliper back, you'll feel it pop out, swing out your pad, roll this pad. And then I like to take a Crown Royal bag when I have any calipers hanging. Stick it in the Crown Royal bag. Watch that axle. You'll see it move inside that slot. Right there. Now it's kind of free floating. Slide this axle out. Alright. Axle out. Now, we'll take our lift this bracket up and kind of fish out the bottom spacer. What we're going to do here is push the wheel forward, kind of twist it, and we can gently take this bracket out. Can't tell we need is a tire here, eh? It's a nice strip. So anyways, I got this tire out. It rolls out real easy. The sprocket is bolted to the wheel, so you have to take that off. But now we're going to do the front wheel here. First thing I'm going to do is take a 24mm socket, wrench, whatever you got. Oh, she 12. Oh. In the back, our 10mm, 12 point. Hold your caliper. Pull the last bolt out. Now what I like to do is gingerly open the pads. Makes it easier to get back on. And again with the Crown Royal bag. Cinch that up. This is the fun part. This cap here. I believe this is a 5mm Allen. It's in there pretty snug, almost no wiggle in both of them. Alright. I want to use this with just an Allen, the L-shaped wrench or a ratchet. I wouldn't use this any power tools. Now make sure it's seated in there all the way. These bolts strip out really easy. Make sure you're using the correct size. If there's any play in that Allen inside the head, get a different one. Alright, I'm going to light pressure and see it cracks loose. I'm not going to loosen it all the way. So what happens is if you take this bolt out, this one's going to have even more pressure on it. Loosen that up. And there we go. These bolts are very soft. I don't know why they use such a soft material. And then so they use such a soft material that if you don't use the right size, you don't have it seated in all the way, or crooked or something like that, you'll strip these heads out really easy. And then what you usually got to do is drill the head off. Drill the head off of whatever bolts stripped out. Get this cap off, and then hopefully it comes out by hand at that point. And get new bolts. So there's that. Let's take the axle off. What I like to do is lift up on the bike, because kind of to imitate the wheel coming off, because the wheel is a lot of weight, and as soon as you separate the wheel from the bike, the weight could shift. So I like to see how easy it is for the bike to go backwards. So, and then at the same time, I'm supporting the wheel once the axle comes out. Take our axle out. Watch your bike. There we go. Got a spacer on the inside. This one. There's that. Now, change these tires and then come back and show you how to put these wheels back. Time to put the tires and the wheels back on. Now, first thing you do before you even leave the tire shop that you're at is to make sure the wheel and the tire are going the right direction. This arrow's going this clockwise. I remember, now one thing you can do is take a mark on the rotor, which left, right, arrow for direction. I remember that this bearing actually sticks out further than the other one. The other one sinks in a little more. Also, on some wheels, the valve stem is usually on the right side of the bike. So, kind of slide the wheel in. First thing we're going to do is clean this off and put some gray anti-seize on it. Alright, I put anti-seize on the shaft, very thin, light coat. Don't put any on the threads. Okay? Spacers. There's a groove cut into it that faces outward on both sides. behind us, which is just what the service manual calls for on the Harleys. I'm going to slip this through. Just poke out the other end. Slide this spacer up against the bearing. And then take the other spacer, grooves outward, put it over the axle. Now have your spacers up against the bearing here. What we're going to do is lift this up. Get the axle up. Come on. Okay. We're in. Now some of these caps say out. That means that side of the cap faces outward because the bolt holes are offset from the center. This one doesn't have it, but usually what I do is the front bolt I'll leave in. So I try to put it back the same way I took it out. Now we're just gonna hand tighten or just get these threaded on a few threads. Take our caliper, check our brake pads, we're good. Slide our caliper on. The wheel's a little cockeyed because that's this cap's not lifting up on the axle. No biggie. Slide that one in. Give them a couple turns, make sure they're started. Zip them on. Let's go to the other side. On this side, we're going to take our axle nut and washer. Get it started. What I like to do is, what you got to do is get a screwdriver. Come on this end. See this hole? You want this hole to be parallel with the ground. Because if you have it upward like this, I've heard it causes a whistling effect. So have it level like this. You want to have the screwdriver in there so when you're tightening on the axle doesn't spin. So let's go back to our axle nut. Tighten down our axle nut. And at the same time I'm holding that screwdriver to keep the axle from spinning. Do this, turn this up by hand, not all the way. I'll show you what I'm doing here in a sec. See this gap? You want it to be even on both sides. So as you got it even, now these things are only torque. I know you'll still look up your torques, but I believe they're like 11 foot-pounds. Not a whole lot. Again, make sure the Allen is pressed in there and it's square. Don't have it on an angle. Make sure it's square. See how I'm barely torquing it down, putting it in. The Allen's biting into it. See, like right there, I can see the Allen turning. The bolt stop. I think that's good enough. All right. Just watch that Allen. If it starts twisting with the bolt's not turning, stop. Okay. That's stop. All right. Next thing you do is pump up your brakes and let's get to the back. Let's do the back one, guys. Now, again, check your rotation. I can tell by the tread pattern that we're going the right side and this is the brake side, so we're going the correct direction. Again, check this before leaving the shop that does your wheels. Let's go to the other side. We got our spacer, again, grooves out. Fish that in there. just put the belt on the top of the pulley. You don't have to put it on all the way. There you go. Let's go back to the other side. Take our caliper bracket. This slot goes on this ledge right here. Make sure it's pressed on all the way, going this outward. Sometimes what I'm going to do is take some soapy water, squirt this. There's a little rubber piece. There's a little rubber piece right here. So I soak the rubber piece with some soapy water. Put it on a ledge. There it goes. There we go. Alright. Take our other spacer. Grooves out. What you can do is this will move a little bit. Lift it up. Try to fish it underneath. Or from behind. Between the bearing and the caliper bracket. Let me check the other side, see if the wheel might not be that far over enough. Nope. There we go. Let's see, that looks better. Come on. Oh, it's almost there. Oh, there it is. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab our axle and then lube it up. Our axle, again, don't put none on the threads. Get through the caliper bracket. Damn, it's getting all in my bag. We have to lower the bike down just a little bit. There. Through the spacer and into the wheel. Probably hitting the spacer on the other side, so what I'm going to do is grab that spacer, get it lined up, there you go. Now we're hitting the swing arm. What I'm going to do is pull that side of the wheel back. And we need to go up. Nope, we need to go down. So what I gotta do is, right now, the axle is too high. So what we do is lift the bike up, and it should line it up. You can feel in there, okay. Now I move the wheel back. There it goes. It's an awkward swing. There we go. Take it out, like the baggie. The outside. Uh-oh. And it goes back in there like that. It looks like the inside pad's a little bit worn, but we'll pass halfway. So again, take the inside pad like this, swing it out, and get the caliper over it. Swing this pad back around. Now you're gonna try to hold both those pads into the caliper, up into the caliper, and then the tabs go, remember, in that slot in the caliper bracket. Come on. Oh. There's that one. Okay. And you can kind of feel back here. I feel it in there. Hold it in place. Grab this bottom one. Find the hole. That's it right there. Okay. this top pin can be a pain sometimes because if this caliper's not lined up properly, it'll cock it and you could potentially cross thread it. So get it lined up and where it's free by hand. Wiggle it around. It's starting to go. There it goes. I've been doing this a while, so I can feel. I'm just going to as slow as I can. Alright, it's seated up all the way. Okay. And that one. Now, what we'll do is 4 revolutions. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, now on this side, we're going to feed the belt on, raise the bike up, get the tire off the ground. Just spin the wheel, pop, 4 revolutions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, way too tight, way too tight. Spin the wheel again. What it does is it evens out the tension in the belt. Not a whole lot. Got 36 millimeter. Tighten it down. Now watch the other side of the axle. Make sure it doesn't spin. Gear all the way. Okay. Safety clip. Goes in its groove. Ta-da. Check your brakes. Belt tension feels better. And take it for a spin. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. 2007 Harley Davidson Fat Bob. Both wheels removed and installed. So, hey, didn't give me too many problems today. So, if you have any, like I said, if you got any questions, comment down below. Comment, whatever. I don't care. Just be gentle, please. Give me a thumbs up. And subscribe if you want to see more. I'm trying to come out with more content as far as other than showing you how to change wheels or take the wheels off and on your bike. I want to, hopefully, here in a month or so, I want to go on a long trip. Yeah, real long. So, real long. So I'm going to try to bring you guys along with that one. And that's going to be interesting. And hopefully I make some videos about some, trying to get some more riding lawnmowers. So, yeah. If you guys, if there's something you want to see, let me know. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe.